among you can actually claim to be prepared for today's battle? Of those of you who do, I wonder how many of you actually are. The bout today is one most of us are excited for, and quite a few more still are a little upset about, and for good reason. In this battle, one we're calling the Battle of the Bugs, we have two sides who have some very strong feelings associated with them. First up, we see a flurry of shiny red shells. Supremely numerous, they swarm over any that would dare come against them. You know them, you may very well hate them. The Battle Beetles. Across the way, we have a gentle soul who I know many of you in the audience have grown to love dearly. Hailing from the elven courts of the legendary Grove, it's the illustrious Lady Whitefur. Now, we here in the arena have been carefully preparing for this bout in particular, because emotions amongst you bearded bastards have been running so high. Riot guards are in place, so keep it calm, will ya? On the one hand, we have the Battle Beetles, who, individually, anyone could love a whole bunch. I mean, look at the little bastards, will ya? Cute as hell. However, because they are bundled up in this 5-man team and thrown into the arena, they've turned into cheaters and villains in some people's eyes. I suppose it's bound to happen though, when gold's on the line. Things can get a bit heated, right? Over at the other side, we have our forlorn little jumping spider woman, who I'm sure you remember has been feeling a tad downtrodden lately. She's felt a little helpless in the face of these 5, and for good reason too. You can see now how close in size she is to the Beetles. About the same, really. And I should also note that you would think she'd be especially downtrodden today, the day of the battle, but that doesn't seem to be the case, no. Whitefur has been feeling much more positive today, it seems. A good thing, too. Not too sure what caused this change of heart, but it can only be good. One thing is for sure, though. We are all eager to see this glorious display today. Wishing you all the very best of luck. Are we ready? Let the second bout of round 2 commence. Okay, they're off. And immediately the Beetles become a tornado of fists. Whitefur is doing great work with that buckler. We have first Ichor. Whitefur lashes a Beetle's arm. Ooh, Whitefur is matching the Beetle's strikes and then some. They're jumping around desperately trying to avoid those deadly whips. Whitefur punches a Beetle's arm, and in turn has her hand crushed. Ooh. 2 hits to 2 Beetles. We have a damaged hand, and a finger goes flying. Getting dangerously close to that magma, but we're moving away now. Back in the middle, and Whitefur is doing amazing out there. Her buckler really seems to be helping. Many of the Beetles are taking hits. Nothing big though. Oh, but there goes a Beetle. Due to bleeding, I think. Death by a million lashes there. And a second Beetle falls, as we get dangerously close to the magma again. A head lashing did that one in. Oh, but it looks like those Beetles are trying to make up for their lost comrades, forcing Whitefur over to the magma. She's taking hits now. A shot to her arm drops her buckler. She has no way to defend herself now. Whitefur is hit in the leg and falls to her knees. Another of her hands is smashed. She drops a whip. Dangerously close to that magma now. The Beetles are furious. Whitefur has now lost all of her whips and buckler. But she's not out of the game yet. She has begun biting and has bit off a Beetle's foot. She spits it out and keeps biting. And she launches a Beetle out into the magma. Oh no, the little bastard disappears into the molten rock. Oh. But for what an awesome display it was. Ultimately, Whitefur could not hold up to the Beetles. Lady Whitefur has succumbed, like a real gladiator. And I'm thinking the 2 remaining Beetles might be next, actually. They're both terribly wounded. Let's see how this goes. And there we have it, folks. The Battle Beetles have won the bout, but at a terrible cost indeed. Realistically, this is by far the saddest bout we've seen so far. With half the original team left, what choices do we have for these little Beetles? Now, I know that some of you might be thinking we can use the necromancers on staff to bring them back from the dead, but it's just not that simple. Reattaching a limb is one thing, but bringing life back to a dead body, well, that's a little more complicated. There are a couple of things we can do, though. Our one piece of gear as a prize roll might have to be softened a little in this scenario. In fact, I say we gear up these little bastards. They do not have this skill to back it up, so we might as well. And so one of the Beetles will be armed with a bronze helm, loincloth, iron buckler, and a bronze whip. and the other with a pair of whips, loincloth, and sandals. And yet I don't think that'll quite cut it. I'll tell you what, we'll also get Splatterface's best trainer to work with the Beetles until next bout, just so they have some idea how to use their gear. Gotta get them at least somewhat balanced, right? We thank you dearly for your sacrifice and for the show. We're all terribly eager to see how you perform in the final bout. Best of luck to you. And of course, we can't forget Lady Whitefur. It looks like there's going to be an empty throne back in her forest home. But oh, did she ever fight? She may have lost her family's crown, but today she has earned a more prestigious honor, I say. Whitefur will now forever be seated in the glorious Hall of Legends. We thank you again, Princess. Now then, before I let you go today, might I suggest heading over to our tavern? I might. We do still have some delicious walrus steaks available, so get them while they're hot. Also, you're gonna want to slather some Melville's butterfly brains on those bad boys. Oh, so good. A unique taste for sure. But what does it taste like, you ask? Shh, it's a secret. And as you sate your hunger, I only hope your hunger grows for the last bout of round 2, where we'll see the damn dark gnomes known as the Dirty Boys against shrieking sounds. The Batwoman. Oh, it's going to be a good one, to be sure. I really hope anyways. And I promise you, if those gnomes win, I'm done.